The drivers are ready. It's green flag to 5. Red lights are on. And it's lights out. And away we go for the Bahrain Short Grand Prix. It's a good start from Get On My Foss. Also getting off the line well was AMCF 33. He's on the inside of Melvin, I think that is. Yes, it is Melvin. Through turn 2 and into turn 3 and now into turn 4. There's contact and there's damage, as you can see. One of the Force Indias. Oh, contact, and he's wide, and he pushes the McLaren wide, and the McLaren bouncing over the bumpy track on the outer runoff area, and that is the Ferrari spinning around, and that is disaster for Dustley. They're side by side, the two Red Bull teams on the inside. The AlphaTauri's got the optimum line on the outside. The Red Bull's spinning around, and he's gonna lose the place to the AlphaTauri, and he may lose another place. And he does lose another place. And oh dear, that is absolutely horrendous. He's got a good slipstream and DRS. And now he's going to go for a move into turn 1. And AMCF 33 is up into the lead of the race as he passes Weisheng. But Weisheng is going to try to fight back, but he just can't. Now he's got a slipstream, and now he can fight back as he gets ahead of AMC F33 before the first corner, and we've got yellow flags in sector 2 for the Red Bull of John MG, who spins around. And now the two Williams are going side by side, and Leroy and F1 Fado are going side by side, and F1 Fado is ahead, and that is John MG spinning around yet again. And here comes AMC F33 again. And it's 3 wide, Melvin on the inside. And there's contact. And Weisheng is pushed a little bit wider. Melvin has to fall back a little bit. Or does he? Because he's fighting Weisheng now. And it's side by side behind. And now down the straight, we've got yellow flags behind. And it's side by side. And oh no, look. That is Melvin and Batboy. Last weekend's race winner. Both going off. And that is horrendous as Dustley gets ahead. And there's contact. And that's not Dustley, that's the Norwegian boy coming off third best. And it's side by side between the Williams and the Haas. Now we can see what happened behind Melvin. Oh, there's just no room. And these two going at it again. Last time they battled, there was a crash. But this time, Weisheng has it fair and square. Or does he? Because still AMCF 33 is fighting him. Who gets the DRS? Weisheng does, because he was just behind at the DRS detection zone. Side by side into the right-hander. Around the outside goes Weisheng. But AMCF 33 is in no mood whatsoever to give this place up. And look at that, AMCF 33 pushed a bit wide. Weisheng on the inside. Who's going to get the better exit? It looks like Weisheng does, because he's just hustling and harrying. And there's contact. And oh dear. And he's been spun around after contact with TRT Foss. And yet again, we see another car going off after a battle with AMCF 33, but he doesn't pit. TRT Foss goes defensive against AMCF 33. AMCF 33 gave him a little fakey, but goes to the inside, side by side. Through turn 2, around the outside goes AMCF 33. He's trying to force his way past TRT Foss, but TRT Foss does not want to give that place up. And that's another spin for John MG, really struggling today with that rear end of that Red Bull. AMCF 33 is coming back at TRT Foss once again. He's got the inside line on TRT Foss, and he gets ahead, and he is up into the lead of the race. TRT Foss fighting back, though, on the inside of AMCF 33, and he is back up into the lead. What a battle this is turning out to be. He's got the slipstream. He's got the DRS. He's going to go to the inside once again. Does he finally get this move done for good? Possibly. But TRT Foss switches back, and every time we've thought that one driver has got that move done, the other driver comes back and gets him. will that happen yet again for AMC F33? Down the straight we head. He's got Slipstream and DRS, and now we've got a virtual safety car, and it's for John MG. Has Blaze Tim gotten ahead of the Norwegian boy? On the outside, oh, there's contact, and Blaze Tim is half spun around. He's kept the engine running and continues on his lap, but that is absolute disaster for him, as he's gonna lose another place to Manel. And oh dear, that's terrible. Look at this little battle. He's gonna go around the outside at turn 1 on King Enzo. Weicheng trying to force his way past through turn 2 and into turn 3 and now into turn 4, and there's contact, and he's gone a bit wide there, as you can see, and now he's gonna get a good exit. Can he? He's got DRS now, but Jonah G, is coming back at all of them, and now he's gonna go side by side with Enzo there now. Weicheng gets back ahead of Jonah G. Now through the next corner, there's a straight right after this. Can Jonah G fight back with Slipstream? It looks like he will be able to, if you can see through the mirrors there. And now it's side by side, headed now towards the final corner, but he can't do it. And Weicheng is just ahead. Weicheng's coming in for the second bite of the cherry around the outside. He tries it, and Jonah G is ready to pick up the pieces if anything happens. And look at that, he's going to be on the inside. Can he find a gap? No, he cannot. And now down the straight, can Weicheng now get King Enzo down the straight? I don't think he will be able to. And no, he's not. And AMC F33 is coming again at TRT Foss. No surprise there, as these two have been going at it all race long. AMC F33 is back up into the lead. Through the final corner, he needs a good exit if he wants to catch AMC F33. No, he doesn't, because AMC F33 has lost it. The man who was fighting for the lead, and he has taken the lead, has lost it coming out of the final corner, and he retreats to the pits. And that is Thomas pulling over to the side of the track. He is out of the Bahrain Short Grand Prix. And look at that. That's an amazing double overtake for the two Racing Points as they get past the Norwegian boy. And into the pits comes TRT Foss from the lead of the race. That's a nice pit stop from Mercedes. And look at the speed advantage that Slipstream and DRS does for an F1 car, as Lewis gets past Manel, and now he sets his sights on AMC F33. Here he comes. He's got a good Slipstream, and now he will have DRS down the straight. AMC F33 goes massively defensive against him, but it's no use because he flies past. Now what has happened to Batboy as we take a look? He's got onto the curb and straight into the barriers. Now let's see what happened from the onboards, and that's a pretty hefty whack, as you can see onto the curb. Loses the rear end straight into the wall. As he is right behind, he's got to be a bit careful, and he's outbroke himself, and he's gone straight into the back of the Racing Point of Manel, and he may have some damage to the front wing of that Alfa Romeo. And look at this Jonas getting ahead of TRT Foss and up into second place. How crazy is that? And look at that, TRT Foss is having none of that. He's saying, hey, that's my place, give that back. As he goes around the outside, Jonas is going to make it very tough for him, but he can't stop the force of TRT Foss, who gets ahead. And Nicholas is spun around, and there he is in the back of the picture. King Enzo about to dive it into turn 1, and he does on the side by side with TRT Foss, who goes the long way around. And he just stays ahead of King Enzo. Weicheng setting up a move on Manel. He goes to the left-hand side, and with DRS, he gets ahead. And King Enzo really wants his second place. He goes down the inside, but TRT Foss is going to fight this one as long as he can, but he can't for very long. He couldn't find him back earlier. He can now. TRT Foss on the inside of Enzo, and he's got back ahead of Enzo. But can Enzo switch back? No. This is a titanic battle. Oh, he's got to be a bit more careful on the throttle, and that is why, because he has spun around. And oh dear, Vice Shang fighting AMC at 3-3. He has spun around and he's lost a place to Manel. Now it must be said, AMC F33 is doing a great job fighting back after his earlier spin. He's trying to get ahead of Lewis, who has lost the rear end and has lost that place. AMC F33 once again on the back of Lewis. And I think he's gotten ahead, and he has. Before turn 1, can Lewis fight back? Yes, he can. Through turn 1, but he can't fight back for very long. And these two are going at it. Once again, Lewis around the outside, which switches to the inside for the next corner. Big lockup from AMC F33. They touched a little bit. They're wheel to wheel down the straight. Lewis has that place because he has got DRS, and that gives him a big advantage against AMC F33. And down the inside goes TRT Foss, and he has snatched the lead away from King Enzo. Can the Racing Point do anything about Lewis? No, he cannot. King Enzo fighting once again against TRT Foss. He's got the inside line, but TRT Foss has a brilliant switchback, and now he just stays ahead. And once again, these two are going at it, Lewis and AMC F33. AMC F33 fighting this all the way around turn 3 and into turn 4. And Lewis and AMC F33, they've been battling for lap after lap after lap, and Lewis stays ahead. And these two again, giving us a great show on the inside. Lewis fighting against AMC F33. There's contact there, and Lewis is on the inside. Can the Renault get ahead? No, because he loses the rear end. And now he's lost a place to Vice Shang as well. Down the straight we head. Can Vice Shang or Lewis do anything about it? There's contact, and Vice Shang is in no mood whatsoever to give this place back to Lewis as they're side by side through the long right-hander. Vice Shang and Lewis going at it again. Vice Shang on the inside, and Vice Shang has got nothing to lose. Lewis has third place to lose here on the inside. Vice Shang really fighting this one. He's got the inside line. If he gets a good exit, then he will have this place, but he doesn't get a good enough exit, but he will have DRS down the inside. Goes King Enzo on TRT Foster side by side, but TRT Foster stays ahead. And look at this, Vice Shang again down the inside, fighting against Lewis. Lewis trying to switch back, but he just can't. But what he can do is send it down the inside, but he just doesn't get a good enough exit. Down the straight we go. He will have DRS and slipstream, but it's not enough. Through the left-hander we head. And look at that. On the inside, he's really trying to fight this one. Lewis forces his way past Vice Shang. Does he got enough bravery here to dive it down the inside? Yes, he does. He dives it down the inside on Lewis. They're side by side. And Vice Shang gets back ahead. And the battle for the lead resumes. And down the inside goes King Enzo. TRT Foss really has to defend very hard on this one, and he's coping brilliantly. But is this King Enzo getting ahead of TRT Foss? Not. If TRT Foss has anything to say about it, down the straight they head. TRT Foss with DRS, and he just stays in first place. And while the battle for the lead calms down, the battle right behind does not. Around the outside goes AMC out 3-3, and he just is ahead of Vice Shang, but that's a big wobble, and it's insane that he kept it in a straight line, but Vice Shang is up into third place. AMC F33 with DRS. He's going to come back at Vice Shang, and all of Vice Shang's hard work to get up into third place has it all been unraveled just now, because AMC F33 is really fighting him through the right-hander. AMC F33 has the better line, but Vice Shang has the fresher tires. Down the straight they go with DRS. Who has DRS? I think Vice Shang, and that's why he is ahead. It's 3 wide, and AMC F33 loses out to the both of them, and there's contact. And oh dear, and that is Vice Shang's hard work unraveled, as we were talking about earlier, and that was horrendous, and that is big damage to the front wing of AMC F33. And again, they're going side by side, and King Enzo is ahead of TRT Faust. Down the straight they head. They're side by side. IYG Sender is trying to get past Lewis, as AMC F33 tried earlier. He's got the inside line. He's got those soft compound tires, which are doing wonders for him, and he gets ahead. Now Lewis is fighting back. He's got the inside line. They're side by side, and he gets ahead. But that's a great switchback move for the IYG Sender, and that is AMC F33 spinning around. Oh, and that's Blaze Tim spinning around. He's only got a couple laps to go, but he's spinning around yet again, and he is off into the gravel trap. And he's kept the engine running, but he's looking like he's really struggling on those soft tires. Oh, and he's round again. And that is twice on the same lap, and he has to go into the pits. And Manel has lost a position to F1 Fado, but look at that switchback move. That was absolutely brilliant and absolutely spot on. And they head down the straight, and with no DRS there, but around the outside goes Manel. And that was absolutely superb racing. And we've got another spin, and oh, it's Tim spinning around, and he is coming into the pits yet again. Rounding the final corner now, can TRT Faust steal this victory away from Enzo? Yes, he can, due to penalties. TRT Faust just was in that window by just over a second, and he wins from King Enzo. Then comes the second Renault of Lewis. Great race from Lewis. Terrible race from AMC F33. So unfortunate for him. Vice Shang had some great battles. He crosses the finish line as well. And that is Blaze Tim spinning around yet again. Dustley has retired from the race. And Blaze Tim on the intermediate tires going off, and he's hit the wall as well. And Blaze Tim, we saw him struggle and spin 3 times in the past 5 laps. And he's going around on his final lap on the intermediate tires, and he spun around again and keeping it out of the barriers. But what a race that was from TRT Faust. He was absolutely brilliant. He had lost out to King Enzo multiple times, but fought back every single time. And in the final time when King Enzo took him, TRT Faust stayed within that window of time penalties. And once again, Blaze Tim spinning around, and he's been struggling all race long. He was out of the points, and now he is well and truly out of the points on the intermediate tires, and he's lost it again, and he's off, and he has crashed. And that is his race run and done without even finishing the finish line. And TRT Faust takes the checkered flag twice after Blaze Tim's outing onto the gravel and into the barriers. And what a race that was. Absolutely brilliant all around. And there they are, onto the podium. TRT Faust wins the Bahrain Short Grand Prix from King Enzo. Great battles from him. Well then, Mercedes once again take the top spot. TRT Faust taking home 25 points. He wins from King Enzo, who crossed the finish line first, but due to penalties got bumped down to second place. Third place was Lewis. Then comes IYG Sender. Then comes Vice Shang. Great battles from him. Unfortunately, he wouldn't finish as high as he may have wanted to. Manel comes next. Then comes F1 Fado, then Melvin, then Jonas, and then Leroy.